moms who are also like you, so you're watching and recognize yourself in Julia, is not that you just don't love your kids, which obviously you do and everybody does, but you have such respect for your kids, which I've loved watching Gail grow up and be that way with her children too.
But they're fascinating people, and they're so close to, I think, a really deeper spiritual realm than we are. I don't know if it's that we get tall and we just kind of go dumb and we don't.
No, it's not. It's not. It's, you know, the older you get, it's just what you're saying. When you get, the older you get, you come back. I say you are born into the world trailing grace. You come really like you're coming from the angels. And the more you're in the world reminds you, and you forget where you come from. That's what I feel.
Well, I totally agree with that. And they really are so heavenly and kind and dear, and just to have that, the chaos that goes on in our house, and then the quietude that goes on in our house. And my favorite thing is just watching them wake up and watching them realize the day come upon them. It's just, it's fascinating to me.
We're going to be back. I can't wait to talk about everything that went on with Eat, Pray, Love from the moment you read it. We'll be right back. Be right back. It is the international sensation that started with 3 simple words: eat, pray, love. 4 years ago, the story of Elizabeth Gilbert's journey to rediscover herself struck a nerve with women all over the world, including me. I haven't been this excited since Bono was here. Over 7 million copies of the book have been sold in 40 different languages. And now, die-hard devotees will finally get to see it on the big screen.
I want to go someplace where I can marvel at something.
Mega superstar Julia Roberts plays Liz and brings the page-turner to life, taking us on an exotic adventure around the world.
I'm going to Italy, and then I'm going to India, and I'm going to end the year in Bali.
The time has finally come for millions of hungry fans to eat.
I'm having a relationship with my pizza.
Pray, and oh yes,
It's time.
love. All right, all of you fans of the book, you will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. All of you fans of the book, Oscar-winning actress Julia Roberts is here. Eat, Pray, Love opens in theaters on August 13th. Well, you know I love the book, and I heard that it also cast a spell with you too.
It did. Well, Kevin had sent me the book, that man, and
Shout out
Kevin.
Kevin.
Hello.
Kevin, hello, Kevin.
And I started reading it, and I hadn't heard anything about it, and I got about 30 pages into it. And I remember putting the book down and walking over to the computer, getting on Amazon, ordering the book, sending it paid, right there, my best friend paid, and with a little note that said, I want to be reading this book while someone I love is reading it at the same time. And so sent it to her, she caught up, and we sort of read it in tandem. And we didn't even discuss it deeply. I just wanted to know that somewhere in the world, she knew what I knew.
Wow. Paige, how did it affect you when you first read it? So you all were reading it at the same time?
Well, I panicked because here's this book, and suddenly I had to read fast because she was already through Italy and waiting for me in India. So I had to get through Italy. There were so many parts about it that I thought were amazing, and it came at a really good point.
Yeah, and that's exactly when I heard that you had done that with Paige first. I thought, oh, that's how I like to read. I want somebody I really care about to be reading at the same time. And the fact that you guys were reading it and felt some of the same stuff. So then, did you talk about it as you were reading it?
We did a little bit, but you know, when you've got kids and everything else, I mean, really, like there just came a point. It's like, wasn't that great? Yeah, love you. Dinner's burning.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, we were in India. I was at work, and some woman sitting at the pool reading the book.
Was reading Eat, Pray,
Was
Love.
reading Eat, Pray, Love, and my daughter Hazel, who at the time is 4,
Yeah.
says to a girlfriend of mine, "See that book? I know what that says." And she says, "What does it say?" She goes, "It says, Mommy's work." She'd seen those words on all the call sheets and, you know, all the little things in the car, say Eat, Pray, Love, and, you know, Mommy's work.
Mommy's work. That's great. That is great. So, did you feel sort of taken over by it, though? When you called Paige, did you feel that it did cast some kind of spell?
It cast a spell. putting yourself into the book. You keep having these thoughts and experiences, and it just, more than anything, it's the resonance. It's
Yes.
the way that you wrote this book. It's like a bell that just keeps ringing.
You know, it's become like a spiritual companion for a lot of people, that book. And as I was watching the film last night, I was thinking, I wonder, did it also do that for you? And was that spiritually enhancing? Did it open you up, or was it just work for you?
Well, it wasn't just work, and it definitely, you know, we as a family had our moments of passage during this odyssey. Because it was 5 months, and that's a long time to travel together and
Yes.
wear all the same clothes and, you know, play Candyland and Candyland.
And again.
But it definitely, so we had our moments. I mean, my kids were really into the culture of every place we went.
Uh-huh.
They were very interested in it. Finn shaved his head before we went to India. Hazel wanted to shave her head, so I let her shave the back half of her head. They were just, you know, they would chant and they were just interested.
Okay, so let's start with the eating part. That looked
Yes.
like a lot of fun.
Yes. Well, the permission to eat, I think, is a gift for someone to say, just
Eat.
eat it, eat all of it.
And eat with gusto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It always had to be the gusto. Like by the 7th plate of pasta, the gusto became a little bit more of like, okay, just give me a minute. I'm gonna look like I like it in just a minute. You know. And it was, you know, fun and
So did you know, the thing I think we all remember, certainly I did, was in the book, the famous pizza place
pizza.
in Naples. Did you all go to that place?
we went to that place.
You went to the real place? Okay, we have the clip of the pizza. We have the clip of the eating pizza. So I was watching that. I was enjoying it. Oh, it's that thin crust too. I didn't know it was the thin crust. Take a look.
I'm so tired of saying no and then waking up in the morning and recalling every single thing I ate the day before, counting every calorie I consume so I know exactly how much self-loathing to take into the shower. I'm going for it. I'm not interested in being obese. I'm just through with the guilt. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna finish this pizza, and then we're gonna go watch the soccer game. And tomorrow, we're gonna go on a little date and buy ourselves some bigger dreams.
So did you gain weight? Did you gain weight in the eating part?
I did. I ate a lot, and they made me eat it, and they knew I was gonna, you know, advance my muffin top, which I did.
Yeah.
But it all
But
worked
don't
out.
you love the food there? I mean, I remember the first time I went to Italy.
It's so fresh.
Yes, I ordered pizza for dessert.
It's so
Yes.
fresh. That's what I love about it. It just
Yeah.
all tastes like Mama's in the kitchen.
Mama's in the kitchen and just pulled the tomatoes off
Yeah.
the vine. Yeah. And then you went to India,
And we went to
or
India.
the praying part.
Yes. And we prayed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an amazing place.
I've never been. I want to go.
It is amazing. Interesting, we started our year last year. Danny was shooting in India for
Yeah.
7 weeks. And so the children and I had gone to India in January, and then to end up back there in October. It was just our year of being in India, and they love it. I mean, Hazel said when she grows up, that's where she's gonna live.
In India.
Yeah, and I said, you can just visit. Like I'm thinking, I'm gonna be on an airplane every other week. You know, I said, you can just visit. No, I think I'll live here.
We'll be back to talk about the men of Eat, Pray, Love, and the love.
Julia Roberts stars in the new movie Eat, Pray, Love. The story is as much about author Liz Gilbert's journey of rediscovery as it is about the men she meets along the way.
I need to change.
Actor Billy Crudup plays Stephen, the needy husband Liz walks out on. She rebounds from her marriage with David, a free-spirited young actor played by James Franco.
Your underwear, my friend.
Just folded my delicates.
In India, she connects with spiritual friend Richard, played by Academy Award nominee Richard Jenkins.
Hey, girl. We're reading hello.
An Oscar-winning Spanish heartthrob, Javier Bardem,
Boy, can I buy you a drink?
plays Felipe, the man who makes Liz want to love again.
Go ahead. So did you all do this in sequence?
Yes, we did.
Most of the times movies are shot out of sequence, but we shot this in
We
sequence.
did it in sequence. I mean, Ryan felt it was really important for me as an actor, and which it just makes it easier when you're kind of taking the trip the way that she took it. But also, I don't think you want to go to Bali and be there for 5 weeks and then go to India.
Yeah,
That would make it tricky. Bali is like heaven on earth.
really.
Yeah.
And so did it, you know, obviously you're doing all these great scenes, you know, and love scenes, and every time I thought, okay, Danny Motor.
But they're not, they're loving scenes.
They're love scenes,
Okay.
yes, especially when his son leaves and then you get to observe that.
Isn't that just,
Yes,
Yeah.
I love that.
yeah.
So what do you believe about love?
Wow, well, we sent all these people home. Well, I mean, you know my husband, it's I mean, in
I adore him, I just adore him.
Yeah, I do
Really
too.
do.
That's the thing, though, I kind of, aw, Daddy Motor. Daddy Motor, hi Daddy Motor. Yeah. But I sort of work with my husband, he really takes my breath away as a human, and
And still does.
yeah. Yeah. And, you know, I think Paige took me last night. We're walking home.
Penta.
And she said, I pity you. I pity you how hot that man is year after year. He's just getting better looking. I pity you. And I do too. In the happiest way.
In the happiest.
Yeah.